Welcome back to McDonogh football's second home game of the season and third overall. The Eagles are 2-0 to start the year, and they are facing their bitter rival, Archbishop Spalding, who are 1-2 on the year. Spalding, the last 2 years, have won the MIAA championship. However, after the loss of their star quarterback, Malik Washington, a four-star commit to the University of Maryland, who is playing exceptionally, they have started out slower this year. The McDonogh Eagles have lost to Spalding the last 3 times, with the difference being 3 possessions in each game. McDonogh Eagles are looking to turn the tide today, led by quarterback Braden Palazzo on offense and star defensive linebacker Nick Abrams on defense, a Georgia commit. My name is Colin King, and my commentating partner for the first half is Greg Small. McDonogh will receive the football first, and they receive the ball at the 10-yard line. Good return to the 30-yard line. Greg, what are you looking forward to in this game? This McDonogh Eagles team is very different from in previous years. They have lost star players at many positions, including Brandon Finney, a 5-star commit to Oregon, who is their cornerback 1 as a true freshman, and Jeff Exnor, a 3-star receiver committed to Penn State. Here's a run by Mason Graham on the first play. Nice pitch and catch on the first play of the game by Braden Palazzo to Jansen Craig. It's important for McDonogh to have stability at the quarterback position, as Palazzo has been their starter for 4 straight years. Jansen Craig, another one, a staple in the McDonogh offense. He's been the team's 3rd receiver in the last couple years behind Brandon Finney and Jeff Exnor, but will look to take on a bigger role this year. The star player in the last 2 games was Mason Graham, the senior running back, who had 2 touchdowns in the last game in a dominating McDonogh win. Run here on first down for the game. Stopped at the line by the defense. Tackle was by number 1, Sean Johnson. I think it's very important in this game for McDonogh to take control early, as in their last 3 games against Spalding, as I mentioned earlier. They have lost 40-7 in the 2023 championship game, 45-0 in last year's regular season game. However, Palazzo was hurt in that game, and 41-7 in last year's championship game. So McDonogh's really looking to take down Spalding. Looked like a jump off sides there by number 0, Jonah Sheffers. Be a 5-yard gain for the Eagles. Yeah, it has been great seeing the rebuilt McDonogh offense this year. Of course, as Greg was saying, and we've been mentioning, replacing their 2-star receivers. Again, I've mentioned Jansen Craig earlier, but also we have number 2, C.J. Davis, freshman Ryan Drakeford, and others making significant contributions to this offense. Again, Carlos Ferguson is another one of those receivers who has taken a jump after the key departures last year. He Another run up the middle. We've seen this each of the first 3 drives by the for 3 first downs by the Eagles, but on all 3, Mason Graham has been stuffed at the line of scrimmage. CJ Davis leads the Eagles in receiving yards this year with 100 receiving yards and 7 receptions. Second is true freshman Ryan Drakeford with 4 receptions for 84 yards. Third is the aforementioned Carlos Ferguson with 6 catches and 59 yards. Single high safety look for the Eagles here. Shotgun formation. Quick throw. Overthrown by Palazzo, but dropped. Looked like a very easy catch there by the defender, but dropped by Chase Hoyle. He had it in his hands, and that could have been crucial to start the game for Archbishop Spalding, as like I've mentioned, they have not been on par as the last 2 years, and it could have been crucial to get off against this very good and very motivated McDonogh team. Same formation here for both teams, 3rd and long for McDonogh. Play action, throw it quick to number 1, that's Caden Cashman. Makes a move, but is dropped a yard or 2 short of the first down at the 36-yard line. I would expect the Eagles to go for it here. Potentially a run up the middle from Mason Graham or an RPO play. Motion in the backfield. Throwing a stretch play to the left by Mason Graham. He will get the first down and more. Gets to the 25-yard line and is dropped at the 20-yard line. Big play right there for the McDonogh Eagles, getting that first down. Mason Graham has made huge improvements this year after being more of a 3rd down and close yardage / goal line back last year, with Michael Tan being the main 1st and 2nd down running back. Matthew Tees, number 20, now subs into the game at running back. Another run up the middle, this time by Matthew Tees. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage again by a number of Spalding defenders, including Sean Johnson. Tees comes back out of the game after a 1-down break for star running back Mason Graham. Play action here. Thrown to number 5, Carlos Ferguson. Missed tackle by number 23, Elijah Best. Quick gain for the Eagles down to the 15-yard line. So far in this game, there's been a lot of runs, inside runs, and short passes by Palazzo, trying to get him acclimated into this nature of this intense rivalry game. Third down and short here. Eagles at the 16-yard line, trying to get it to the 13-yard line. Plaza looking left, looking towards the end, then wide open. Caught. That is number 5, Carlos Ferguson.
Touchdown, number 5, Carlos Ferguson.
Again, Carlos Ferguson, another one of those wide receivers I was mentioning, needs to take a huge leap this year. McDonogh Eagles should try and make it back to the championship for the 3rd straight year and hopefully come out on top for the first time.
Folks, we are back. I'm sorry, technical issues. I am Greg Small, co-hosting with Colin King.
Kicker here is Aiden Zoller, and he nails it. Score is 7-0 McDonogh Eagles. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
7-0.
Solar in the back to kick off for the Eagles. Talked about it a little before. A little bit different than the Eagles' 3 consecutive losses to Spalding in the championship. Spalding's without star quarterback Malik Washington as he's graduated to Maryland. Spalding's been slow to get on their feet this year, starting with a 1-2 record throughout, as the Eagles hope to finally get one over.
Interesting move there by kicker Aiden Zoller. I don't know if he slipped but it looked like a squib kick leading to good field position for Spalding at the 34-yard line. Quick run there to the outside by the Spalding running back, gain of 5 yards.
Under center for the Spalding Cavaliers, number 9, Brian Snowden. Snowden's got quite the O-line blocking for him this year, including 4-star sophomore Bryce Smalls. Bryce is 6'5", left tackle, with offers from Penn State, Oregon, Syracuse, North Carolina, among many others.
This McDonogh defense this year has been extraordinary, coming off a very strong season last year. Of course, losing their star players, including Brandon Finney, who I mentioned went to Oregon, and Anthony Redfern, among others. It's been a remade defense where we've seen big improvements by Georgia 4-star commit Nick Abrams, Makai McClendon, Ryan Drakeford, Carlos Ferguson, and Joseph Buchanan, among others. This McDonogh Eagles defense is truly special.
Snowden's pass completes to number 13, Aaron Igwebi, as they move the chains. Spalding sets up on the 50-yard line. Runner in motion as the handoff gets through for a gain of 9 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 1 on McDonogh's 41-yard line.
Nice inside zone play there by Spalding. The rush was about for 7 yards by running back Antonio Ledbetter.
Spalding goes 4 wide with the fake quarterback sweep and a toss lateral backwards to Cam Miller, as Miller will gain for about a 6. And they'll set up with a 35-yard line with the 1st and 10 in Eagle territory.
That was a really interesting play design there by Spalding. It looked like a read option, which is where a quarterback can choose whether or not to hand it off, combined with a RPO, which is a run pass option, and he ended up throwing the bubble screen.
Snowden steps up and throws, and a comeback route complete to Cam Miller as Spalding continues to move the football, setting up just outside the red zone.
Yeah, that route, the comeback, is very hard to defend for man coverage, and for McDonogh there, the coverage was by Carlos Ferguson, number 5.
Receiver in motion as it's another handoff to Ledbetter. Brushes off one tackle and brought down.
That was a extraordinary play in my perspective, as that running back just bounced off R.J. Cruz, one of the number 72, one of the biggest players on this McDonogh Eagles defense, and then churned out another 6 yards. Pitch here to number 3.
Fumble. Ball's out. McDonogh ball. fumble by Ledbetter, and the Eagles take over. And McDonogh is set up just outside their own 25.
Yeah, the Spalding offense was trying to do a pitch to the wide receiver. However, it was a great play on defense by the Eagles defense and recovered the ball at around the 22-yard line. McDonogh offense comes back onto the field with all the momentum on their side, scoring on their first drive and then forcing a fumble on Spalding's first drive. So one high safety look for Spalding as they run it up the middle with Mason Graham.
Graham pushes forward for about 2 as the Eagles will face 2nd and 8.
Graham has been stuffed so far in this quarter, only gaining short yardages besides his one breakaway run on the 4th and 1. So McDonogh will definitely try to improve that as the game goes on, as even though this Spalding team is not at their quality of the last couple years, they're still a dangerous opponent.
McDonogh trying to hard count as Spalding holds up this time. Palazzo in the shotgun, 3 up, 3 route as he drops back and throws. That ball is complete. Number 2, C.J. Davis, the sophomore receiver / safety. Davis gains about 15 as McDonogh quickly moves outside of their territory.
Really good throw and catch by Palazzo and C.J. Davis there. Davis got popped on the play after the catch by number 23, Elijah Best. However, still managed to maintain onto the ball.
Palazzo 3 out under center as the handoff to Mason Graham bounces to the outside, gets through for about a gain of 8, and it'll set up 2nd and short for the Eagles just at the midfield line.
Yep, another first down run by the Eagles. They've seemed to do that on every first down so far this game. Unlike the rest of them, Graham has gotten above 3 yards, so they'll give it back to him on this
as
play.
Graham gets the handoff, pushes through, and gains the first down. And the Eagles will set up in enemy territory. Matthew Tees comes on under running back as the referees call stoppage of the clock.
Good 2 runs there by workhorse running back Mason Graham. He has really adapted to this workhorse status after the departure of Michael Tan. Still the single high safety looks. 1 running back formation for the McDonogh Eagles. 3 wide receiver look, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Another quick throw to Caden Cashman. Gain of around 3 yards.
McDonogh continues to go with this three wide out information setup as he finds number 8, Griffin Vaughn over the center. Correction, number 5, Carlos Ferguson. Apologies.
Another RPO here for the Eagles offense, and another target for number 5, Carlos Ferguson, who has seemed to take on the wide receiver 1 role so far in this game.
Eagles will run one last play before they hit. And number 1, complete. Caden Cashman, the tight end, over the center as they enter the red zone just before the end of the first quarter. And we'll be back.
McDonogh offense takes the field back after a dominant first quarter on all fronts with a 7-0 lead and in the red zone.
Davis and Ferguson set up as it's a pass option. Ball's just overthrown outside Cashman, and that'll be a 2nd down for the Eagles.
Well, yeah, like Greg said, a little bit overthrown there by Palazzo. We've seen that a couple times on this game with the dropped interception on the first drive. We'll see if he'll become a little bit more accurate as this game goes on, as costly overthrows and interceptions could be the difference in what should be a tight game.
Handoff to Graham. And Graham just past the line of scrimmage, gain of about 2. And that'll bring up a 3rd down for the Eagles. Jansen Craig will come in for Cashman.
Another short run by Mason Graham there on 2nd down. We have a 3rd down and long here upcoming. Eagles positioned at the 18-yard line, trying to get to the 8.5-yard line. 3 wide receiver set on the right, 1 to the left.
Plus snaps, and the refs will call. Looks like a delay game on the offense.
Coaches on the McDonogh side frustrated with that penalty call. To me, it looked like there was 1 second on the play clock left before Palazzo hiked it, but obviously the referees saw something different. McDonogh put in a 3rd and very long here, 3rd and 15, and we'll try and get a 1st down.
Palazzo sets up, 4 out. Steps up in the pocket. Bob will catch, and it's dropped. Ferguson unable to hang on through the contact, and that'll bring on the field goal unit.
Yeah, ball by Palazzo was thrown a little bit in front of Carlos Ferguson, and the defender on the play was able to knock it free before Ferguson could turn upfield. Aiden Zoller in the field goal unit will come onto the field and try and make it 10-0.
This kick will be a 37-yarder. Kick is up and blocked.
Blocked there by number 1, Sean Johnson, on the first field goal attempt, or on the first extra point attempt. It looked like he was getting close to a block, but got through there. Eagles will definitely need to make that a priority going forward in this game. Again, huge play by Johnson as keeps the score to a one-possession game, one-possession lead for the Eagles, and the Spalding offense will try and get some points on the board here. 11 minutes left in the first half.
Flag on the field. And that'll be a holding.
Looked like a holding call on that play by a Spalding offensive lineman. Will drop this back to a second and very long for Spalding.
Holderman. Chip toss number 3, Cam Miller. As Miller will push just past the 20-yard line.
Tackle there was by freshman Ryan Drakeford, who coaches and players see as a potential huge piece of this McDonogh Eagles football team.
Miller in motion. And Spalding handoff, and he gets through. Cameron Pinson rumbles all the way past the 40 for a first down, Spalding.
Play there was by number 16, Cameron Pinson. A gain of about 20 yards and a great job from Spalding coming back from a second and long. First down here from the 45-yard line.
Snowden under center. Quick pass, complete for about a gain of 9. Number 13, Aaron Igwebi.
Tackle there was by two McDonogh Eagles defenders, number 2, C.J. Davis, and number 0, Nick Abrams. Spalding showing significant improvements on this drive after a promising drive last possession, however, ended with the fumble.
Snowden steps back. Deep fire. Broken up by C.J. Johnson.
Great play there by C.J. Davis. Looked like a gain of 35 yards if the receiver was able to make that catch. The target receiver was number 13, Aaron Igwebi. Sorry for my mispronunciation.
Snowden sets up, hands off. Get a gain of 2 on the play, and that'll be a first down. Cavaliers.
Tackle there is by number 58, Akance Lagasetti, a freshman offensive lineman and defensive lineman.
Another handoff. Fake. Ooh. Great play by Spalding. Selling a fake. Snowden scrambles for about 4.
Good execution there by Spalding on the read option. The quarterback, Snowden, read the edge, who committed to the run up the middle by the running back and ran for a gain of 4 or 5 yards. Third down and medium here.
4 wide for the Cavaliers. Bobbled and dropped. Flag on the play. It appears to be a late call on pass interference on number 13, Aaron Igwebi. The DB did seem to hold his second arm.
Looked like the pass interference there was by number 2, C.J. Davis. that is crucial for Spalding, as that was on a third down play, and it will gain them a new set of downs and will get them inside of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Two in the backfield for Cavaliers, and it is a chip back. Cam Miller wide open. Number 10, David Ledbetter in the touchdown for Cavaliers touchdown. Spalding with a flea flickers type play, and that puts them on the board as the extra point will come on to tie the Eagles here in the second quarter.
Really interesting play design there, creative play design there by Spalding, a double pass from the quarterback to the wide receiver, and then the wide receiver to another wide receiver on a go route. Extra point here to make it 7-7. Kick is up and good by number 99, Mo Lonergan. Really good drive and execution there by Spalding. Eagles offense will try and take the lead here. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first half.
Okay, shallow. And the Eagles break a couple tackles. And they'll try and shove him forward for a couple more as the Eagles will take over around the 39-yard line.
Good return there by number 20, Matthew Tees. Looked like a short kick from Spalding as the McDonogh Eagles offense gets great field position to start this drive.
Palazzo snaps, hand off to Graham, and Graham will be brought down behind the line for a loss of 1 to begin this third drive.
Another first down run here by Mason Graham. Eagles have continued to try this for the entire game, but however, the Spalding defensive line has done a great job at containing him so far.
Palazzo under center takes a snap, and the play is called dead. They'll call a false start on the offense, and that'll move McDonogh back 5 yards. Palazzo snaps, pass complete. Apologies. Carlos Ferguson, gain of about 4, and that'll set up 3rd and long for the Eagles.
Another quick throw there by Palazzo to seems like his emerging number 1 receiver, Carlos Ferguson. will be a 3rd and 9 here for the Eagles.
Palazzo's pass deep, just short and incomplete. Gavin Delansky, the junior, the intended receiver, as the punt team will come on.
2 straight drives with no points here for the Eagles. Spalding will look to take the lead here before the end of the first half. 6 minutes and 21 seconds left. The return man is number 13, Aaron Igwebi.
Zollers punt deep on the sideline, and it'll roll out of bounds around the 19-yard line.
For a second there, I thought this would be another block on special teams by Spalding, that time by number 10, David Ledbetter. But the punter was able to get it off, and Spalding will start their drive at the 20-yard line.
Snowden's pass completes to number 3, Cam Miller. Gain of about 3 on the play.
Quick screen there to start the drive by Spalding. Be a 2nd and long here.
Snowden's pass, hands off. Ledbetter pushes forward for about 1 on the play, and that'll set up 3rd and medium.
2 running back formation there. Interesting concept by Spalding, using the inside running back as a lead blocker. However, it did not work out there as McDonogh defense stuffed them for a minimal gain.
Snowden snaps. Nick Abrams behind the line. Flag on the play. As Snowden went down, we will see what the flag is on the play.
Nick Abrams broke through there for an instant rush on the quarterback. The quarterbacks had to throw it out of bounds. There's a penalty flag on the field. Penalty was declined. It was a holding call. Will be 4th down for Spalding. A quick stop for the McDonogh Eagles defense. Matthew Tees, the return man, set up at the 48-yard line. See if McDonogh can now take some momentum into halftime.
Fair catch by Tees, as the Eagles will take over just behind the midfield line.
Amazing field position here for the Eagles offense, starting at their 45-yard line. 5 minutes left in this first half, and as the Eagles will try to get some points on the board and get some of the momentum back, as after the first drive, their offense has stalled out.
Handoff to Graham as he cuts back. Graham will gain about 1 on the play.
Another 1st down handoff here to Mason Graham in another minimal gain. I wonder, with these minimal 2 to 3 yard gains on first drive, if the Eagles will try and do some play action to catch the Spalding defense offline for a big yardage gain.
Palazzo finds C.J. Davis, and Davis fights forward past the 50 to the 49 of the Cavaliers, and it'll be 3rd and medium.
Another quick screen pass to C.J. Davis, taken down by a rookery of Spalding defenders. Third down and medium here for the Eagles offense. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
We snap Palazzo. It's kind of a rush play by the Eagles, overthrown Mason Graham. And the punt team will come on.
Palazzo overthrew the running back there as it drops for an incomplete pass. Again, the Eagles offense has stalled out after that amazing first drive. Spalding will try to get the lead before halftime. They have 2 returners back, presumably trying to use one as a lead blocker. The returner in the back is number 3, Cam Miller. And punter for the Eagles is number 22, Aiden Zoller.
Great punt by Zoller. And it'll just bounce into the end zone for a touchback. 3 minutes and 22 seconds remain in this first half as Spalding will try and piece together a scoring drive to take a lead before going into the second half. And Antonio Ledbetter with the run, again about 6, and 2nd and short.
Short run there by the Spalding offense as they will presumably try to pick up the pace. 3 minutes and counting left in this first half.
Ledbetter with the run, stopped just short of a first. 3rd and short for the Spalding. We'll take a timeout here as there's an injured Eagle in the play.
Injured player there was number 58, Lagasetti, a freshman.
Clock resumes here for Spalding. And a handoff to Ledbetter. Fake pass. And brought down around the 34-yard line.
Tackle there is by number 21, Ryan Drakeford. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this first half of action. Third down and medium here for Spalding.
Snowden under center. Miller in motion. This is the handoff to Ledbetter. Finds a gap. Brought down just short of a first down. However, there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play, and it will be a first down. So, penalty against the defense. Don't know what the penalty was. Potentially a clipping or holding call. First down and 10 here for Spalding at the 44-yard line.
Snowden snaps back. Deep throw downfield. Just out of reach of the receiver.
As Greg said, a little bit overthrown there by the Spalding quarterback. About 5 yards overthrown, 1 minute 42 seconds left in this first half. Second and 10 for Spalding at their own 44-yard line. Another penalty on the play. Personal foul call against the Eagles. 15-yard penalty, which will move the ball. Face mask penalty will move the ball to the Eagles' 38-yard line. So another crucial penalty against the Eagles. Definitely work on improving that in the second half. So as Spalding will likely need only one more first down to get into field goal range.
Handoff to Ledbetter. Gain of about 4 on the play.
1 minute, 20 seconds and counting for the Spalding offense. Ball at the 35-yard line.
Gonna hand off to Pincer. This would be stopped short of a first.
Brought down there by a rookie of Eagles, including number 0, Nick Abrams. Timeout called, McDonogh.
Snowden with the snap, handoff to Ledbetter. And Ledbetter's still on his feet, breaking multiple Eagles for a gain of about 15. And they'll be set up in the red zone with about 55 seconds left.
Great play by Ledbetter there, breaking off 5 Eagle defender tackles, bringing the Spalding offense inside of the red zone with 55 seconds and counting in this first half.
Ledbetter with the rush. Gain of a few.
Timeout here taken by Spalding. They have 1 remaining.
The injured DB CJ Davis walking off of the play.
Hope for a quick recovery for Davis. Hopefully it's just a couple snap break. Obviously he is a crucial player on the Eagles offense and defense. .29 seconds left in this first half.
Handoff to Ledbetter, gets to the outside and short.
Good run by Ledbetter right there, getting the Spalding offense inside of the 5-yard line. Some clock difficulties here between the refs on the field and in the booth.
Set up on the 1-yard line. There continues to be some confusion about the clock. A timeout ruled on the field. The Eagles looking for a stop here on the 1-yard line to go into halftime tied, or potentially a quick drive to get a score on the board to take a lead. And the play. And Spalding will score.
Big drive by Spalding there to take the lead before half. 14-7 lead pending the extra point. There's been a lot of clock difficulties here in the last couple of minutes. However, like I was saying, a huge drive by Spalding taking the lead, and they will get the ball coming out of the halftime break. Couple of crucial penalties against the Eagles defense on that drive, including a couple of personal foul calls.
Point is good, and it'll be 14-7 with 16 seconds left.
.16 seconds left here in the first half. McDonogh Eagles will try to run potentially a couple of trick plays, a couple of Hail Marys, just try and get something, penalty call, anything to get a couple points here and get some of the momentum back before halftime, as it has been a 14-0 run here in this game since the Eagles' first drive. Kickoff here. Turner catches it at the 5-yard line, trips, takes a knee, a crucial error, likely kills off all chances of points in the first half by the Eagles. 14.1 seconds left as offense will likely come onto the field just to take a knee. Offense takes the field here in single back formation. They will just take a knee, running out the clock for the first half. Score is 14 for Spalding, 7 for McDonogh at the conclusion of this first half. We'll be back in around 15 minutes for the start of the second half.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the second half of the McDonogh football game. My name is Chandler Julianell, along with Colin King for the second half commentary.
Spalding holds a 14-7 lead at the beginning of the second half with a 14-0 run since the McDonogh Eagles' first drive. Little onside kick here by Aiden Zoller, however, recovered by Spalding at the 38-yard line. McDonogh made crucial penalties on the Spalding's last scoring possession of the first half, committing two personal foul calls both on third down, eventually leading to Spalding taking the lead.
Yeah, those two penalties really just changed the tide of that drive, letting Spalding get that touchdown.
Snap here by the quarterback, inside handoff by number 16, breaks free by a couple of tackles. Great one by number 16. That is Cameron Pinson, who had a big run on that last drive of the first half. Poor execution on the first play by the McDonogh Eagles defense.
Yeah, Pinson has really been on fire all of this game, really just been unstoppable for this McDonogh defense.
So C.J. Davis go down for a second. He looks like he is coming off the field. He came out on the last drive with potentially muscle cramps or an injury of that nature. Hopefully, again, it's not too serious. First down here for the Spalding offense at their own 49-yard line. Same formation with two running backs in the backfield, two wide receivers. Another run up the middle. Another big run. Breaks free of a tackle. He's at the 25-yard line. One man to beat. Dragging him down at the 3-yard line. Great run there by Spalding. That was number 6, Antonio Ledbetter.
The tackle there by number 3, Sonny Moore for the Eagles, but it was not stopped fast enough. The Cavaliers now at about their McDonogh's 5-yard line.
Two big plays by the Cavaliers to start the second half, looking to make it a 21-7 game. Single back formation here. Will run up the middle to Ledbetter, stuffed at the 1-yard line. Second down, snap here, same formation, single back. Same play, running it right up the middle. Touchdown, Cavaliers. 20-7 Cavaliers and are a 20-0 run since the Eagles' first drive of the game.
Yeah, the Cavaliers have really changed their game around in their last two offensive drives, both ending in a touchdown. Really brought this game back. Now 7-20 now for the PAT.
The kicker for Spalding is number 99, Mo Lonergan. Kick is up and straight down the middle for the Cavaliers. The McDonogh offense will take the field with 10 minutes and 49 seconds left in the third quarter, looking to bring the game back to a 2-possession game.
Yeah, the Spalding Cavaliers have really just been a big obstacle for this McDonogh team the past few years, especially in these championship games. But here, in the regular season, even after losing their quarterback, the Cavaliers are still looking very dangerous.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, I was talking about how it looked like Spalding through the first couple games of the season had taken a step back from last year, where they went undefeated and won the championship against McDonogh, 41-7. And then this year, they started off 1-2 with McDonogh starting off 2-0 with two dominant wins for the Eagles. However, so far in this game, the Cavaliers have really taken control here recently. Let's see if the Eagles can take back some momentum here on this drive.
Yeah, and just to show how good the Cavaliers are, they were 1-2, as Colin just said, and still number 1 in the MIAA and the state. Just showing you how dominant this team is.
Yeah, Spalding is still ranked. Again, like Chandler said, with the 1-2 record, they are still the number 3 ranked team in Maryland and number 77 ranked team in nationally. Kickoff drop there, however, he was in the end zone. That was number 12, Oshegbo. fullback and running back in the backfield here for the Eagles. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Mason Graham flips to the other side. Quick pass look, curl route. Number 5, that's their number 1 receiver, Carlos Ferguson. Makes a man miss on a spin move and gets a first down.
Yeah, as we've seen all game, this McDonogh offense just fighting for first downs on every play, really showing how much they want to win this game, even though they're down 2 possessions at the moment.
Looks like it is second and 1, second and inches, not a first down. Eagles should run the ball up the middle with Mason Graham here. 4 down linemen for Spalding. They do run it up the middle with Mason Graham, makes a man miss, and gets a first down to the 32-yard line. First down here for the Eagles. Run it up the middle with Mason Graham. Makes a man miss, tackled by number 2. That is Jonah Lewis after a gain of 3 yards. Shotgun formation here for the Eagles. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Blitz up the middle. Mason Graham bounces to the outside off an inside zone. Gain of maybe 1 yard. It'll be a 3rd and long here for the Eagles. They're trying to get to their own 42-yard line. Three receivers on the field are Ryan Drakeford on the left, Jansen Craig in the slot, and pretty sure that's Carlos Ferguson on the right. Quick pass, though, to Mason Graham out of the backfield. Throws way behind the first down marker, but will gain a couple yards. However, will not make it to a first down mark. It is a 4th and 3 here. I think the Eagles should go for this, as if they punt, they will further give the momentum back to Spalding. And it looks like the offense is staying out on the field. Caden Cashman subs in. Ryan Drakeford comes out. 2 receiver look, single back formation for the Eagles. 3 down linemen. Could be a potential run. Shift to the left. We saw this early in the game. It was a stretch left. It will be another stretch left. Broken up in the backfield. That is number 1, Sean Johnson, who's made a couple huge plays throughout the game. And Spalding continues to get more and more momentum on their side. They will gain the ball on the opposing 40-yard line.
Yeah, we can really see the difference in these 2 run games here. The Cavaliers is just dominant, and McDonogh just keeps getting stopped drive after drive. They're going to have to change something, and they're going to have to change it fast, as there's only 9 minutes left in this 3rd quarter.
First down here for Spalding. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Single back formation. The running back is number 16, Cameron Pinson, who's broken a couple big runs, including on the last drive. There's a penalty flag here on the field. False start on the offense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, moving it to 1st and 15.
Yeah, there have been a lot of big penalties in this game, especially a lot of face masks getting first downs for teams.
First down here, they will run up the middle. No, it will be a read option, broken up in the backfield, brought down by number 42, Caden A. Halt, a junior running back and linebacker. Good play for the McDonogh Eagles defense, as they will try to get some momentum on the side, get the ball back, and try and put together a drive to get some points on the board.
Yeah, that's really what McDonogh wants to see there, stopping the run game in the backfield. See if they can turn this game around.
Second down here. Throws it Middle caught, number 3. That is Cam Miller. Brought down at the 35-yard line. Brought down by 2 Eagles defenders, including number 8, Griffin Vaughn.
The other tackler there was number 42, Caden Ahalt.
Holding call on Spalding. Looks like the penalty was accepted, so it will be a second and very long here as the Spalding is at the 49-yard line, and they are trying to get to the opposing 25-yard line.
Nick Abrams has been a very decisive player in this game for the McDonogh defense. Stopping many tackles in the making many tackles in the backfield, stopping this Cavaliers run game.
Ball is moved back to the Cavaliers' own 46-yard line, making it a 2nd and 30. Split formation in the backfield, 3 receivers on the field. Looking right, screen pass to number 3. That is Miller. Breaks a couple tackles, brought down by number 42. That is Ahalt again.
There's also a very nice block from number 16, Cameron Pinson, for the Cavaliers, letting their receiver get about 5 to 10 more yards on that play.
3rd down and very long here for the Cavaliers. This is exactly what the McDonogh Eagles defense was looking for. It is crucial for them to make a stop on this play and hopefully get a drive together to make this a 2-possession game. 1-possession game, excuse me. It is 21-7 right now. Crowd is getting very loud right now. A lot of people are at this game looking for the curl route. Overthrown, number 2. C.J. Davis is there on the coverage. Was in and out of the game, but has still been making huge plays.
The throw almost didn't get off there as well. Number 40, Jamison Exenor for McDonogh, almost getting to the quarterback on that play.
Looks like Neil Sharma, a key player for the McDonogh Eagles, is being carted off the field. So hopefully everything is going well with him. Be a punt here for the Cavaliers. Matthew Tees, the return man, is set up at the 10-yard line. Shanked punt out of bounds. Not out of bounds. Bouncing back. Backward spin on it, and the Eagles will start at the 26-yard line.
The Eagles are going to look at some pretty decent field position for their next drive. Definitely looking for a touchdown to make it a 1-possession game. Score continues to be 21-7, Spalding Cavaliers.
First down here for the Eagles. Palazzo looking to his right, throwing it to Carlos Ferguson for a gain of around 5 yards, brought down by number 1, Sean Johnson, who we've been talking about all game, has been a huge contributor to this Spalding defense. Second down here for the Eagles, 2nd and medium. Will run it up the middle with Mason Graham. Looks like he'll be 1 yard short of the first down, brought down by number 0, Joseph Sheffers.
Some wonderful blocking there by number 71, A.J. Flowers, the O-line.
Looks like the referees gave a generous call there, giving the Eagles a first down. Be first down here from the Eagles' 39-yard line. Sticking with this same formation, 2 receivers to Palazzo's left, 1 to his right, 1 running back, 1 tight end, being Caden Cashman. Matthew T's in the game at running back. They will give it to T's. Has explosive bursts, yet only gains a couple yards. Brought down there by number 2. That is Jonah Lewis.
Yeah, we've seen Matthew Tees in the past few years be one of the backup running backs, but seeing him on the field now, he is a very good player for this McDonogh offense. As Colin just said, very explosive, very energetic, and hopefully going to be very good for this McDonogh run game.
Second down and 8 here. Sticking with the same formation, keeping Matthew Tees in the backfield. Tees will block. Short curl route. Caught. Stays on his feet. Great play. And will gain the first down, getting it to the opposing 45-yard line. That was caught by number 4. That is Jansen Craig.
The tackle by number 28, Chase Hoyle for the Cavaliers.
Excuse me, that was number 5, Carlos Ferguson, not Jansen Craig on that reception. New set of downs here. Eagles staying with the same formation. They will RPO. They will throw it to Caden Cashman. Stumbles. Brought down after a gain of 3 yards. Brought down by number 4, Ethan Boston. Same formation for both teams here. Single high safety look. Throw over the middle. Overthrown by about 5 yards. Number 23, that is Elijah Best. Closest player to the ball there. Be 3rd and long here for the Eagles. This is a crucial down if they want to get back into this game.
Yeah, another player that was close to the interception there was number 28, Chase Hoyle.
Targeted receiver on that play was King Cashin. Plaza rushing to the line. Single back formation here. Will back out of it. Shift into a shotgun look. Corners playing off. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a slant route by either of the 2 receivers on the left side. They are a slant route, but Palazzo has no time. Breaks out of a sack. Breaks out of 2 sacks, and Raftis gets out. But it's dropped by C.J. Davis. That's a great play by Palazzo, getting out of a couple sacks. However, the execution by the receiver was not there, as the Eagles will. Looks like their offense is staying on the field. They understand that it's getting to crucial time here. 4 minutes, 11 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
And we've really just seen how far Braden Palazzo has come in these 4 years, just breaking those 2 tackles very well, one being by number 0, Joseph Sheffers for the Cavaliers. Very good job on that play, just couldn't get the reception.
Cavaliers bringing more men to the box, blitzing 6 here, throws it short. It looks like he's targeting Ryan Drakeford, but the ball was 1 or 2 yards short. Coaches up here are very frustrated as the Cavaliers take the ball back with 4 minutes, 7 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, up 14 points. Looks like Jansen Craig is limping coming off the field, so we hope everything is okay with him.
Number 20, Matthew Tees back on the field for this McDonogh Eagles offense.
Motion here. They will run it up the middle to number 6. That is Ledbetter. And he will gain 8 yards on the run. This Cavaliers rushing attack has been exceptionally good in the 2nd half, breaking off many big runs. Let's see if the Eagles defense can start filling up these holes on these run plays, as if they don't, there's no way they will come back. 2nd and short here for the Cavaliers. Same formation. Motion up the middle with Ledbetter again. Breaks another run down to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, this McDonogh defense really has to get their act together. They have to change something here in these last 15 minutes of the game if they want to have a shot at victory.
Another run up the middle by Ledbetter, and another big play. A 13-yard run right there by Ledbetter. And this McDonogh Eagles this running back is seeing truck-sized holes in the offensive line, just running straight through them. The McDonogh Eagles defense, which is usually their strong point over the last couple years and through the early parts of this season, is being picked apart right now by number 6, Ledbetter.
Yeah, on that play right there, we saw Nick Abrams try and come and tackle the running back from behind. But again, it just looks like this defense is panicking as they're leaving so many holes open for Ledbetter.
First down here from the 30-yard line. Run up the middle by number 16. Good stop right there by the Eagles defense, limiting it to a gain of 2 or 3 yards. Running back there is number 16, Cameron Pinson. Second down here, same motion, looks like a run up the middle. It is a run up the middle by Pinson. Gain of another 2 or 3 yards. Brought down by number 0, that is 4-star Georgia recruit Nick Abrams.
We also saw number 20, Matthew Tees, almost get in there on the play.
Third down here by Spalding. This would be a crucial stop for the McDonogh Eagles defense. Motion by number 84. That is John Juppy.
And right there, we just saw a really good job by number 9, Brian Snowden, the quarterback, to get that offsides.
Offsides on the defense right there, and that is a crucial penalty as it gives the Spalding a first down. That is an unforgivable penalty that the coaches will definitely get on this defense, as there have been several crucial penalties against this defense on third down this game that, in my opinion, has really made the difference. Play action here, looking towards the end zone, open, caught, touchdown. That is number 3, Cam Miller. Score is 27-7 Spalding.
Yeah, the Cavaliers there beating number 3, Sonny Moore, for this Eagles defense. That's going to extend their lead by another 6. Score now 7-27. Pending the PAT.
This is very surprising by the McDonogh Eagles defense as the kick goes up to make it a 28-7 game. The first 2 games of the year, they won 48-6 and 38-21 against 2 very, very high-quality schools. However, today they are still looking to beat this Spalding team for the first time in over 2 years. Kickoff here by Spalding. Returner lets it bounce. Might be a crucial mistake. Recovers it, runs towards the middle of the field, but dropped at the 10-yard line. Weird decision there by Basil, the return man, letting it drop and getting to the 10-yard line. I could be mistaken, but I looked it up, and the last time the Eagles have beat Spalding was 25-22 on October 25th in 2019. So it is a long time coming for the McDonogh Eagles, and if they can't put anything together on this drive, it looks like this losing streak will continue. And on what have been a very hopeful optimism coming into this game from what I was hearing from interviewing players before the game.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well, especially from the defense. They were very confident in their ability to win this game, but 7-28 right now, and it's not looking too good for them at the moment.
Throw a little outside there by Palazzo, targeting freshman Ryan Drakeford, who dropped it on the play. 2nd and 10 here for the Eagles at their own 10-yard line. If they have any chance of getting back in this game, they need a touchdown, and they need it relatively fast. 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, it is a long way to go. They're not even at their own 10-yard line. They have about 91 yards to go, and only a minute left in this third quarter.
Blitzing on the play, the defense ran it right up the middle by Mason Graham, gain of about 3 or 4 yards.
Stopped by number 0 and number 2, Joseph Sheffers and Jonah Lewis.
Under 1 minute now in this third quarter, around 50 seconds. Don Eagles taking their time, which is interesting. 3rd and medium here, trying to get to their own around 18-yard line. Still have this 3 wide receiver look, 2 on the left, Craig and Ferguson, 1 on the right being Drakeford. This 1 high safety look by Spalding, running back, and tight end Caden Cashman. Running back is Mason Graham. Palazzo looking to his left, throws it to his left, dropped by number 5, Carlos Ferguson. The ball was a little bit high, but 2 drops on this drive by the Eagles wide receivers. The offense is coming off the field as they will punt. It seemed like, to me, Chandler, looking in hindsight, is the game really shifted after that blocked field goal. At that point, the Eagles were up 7-0, trying to make it 10-0, and now since then it's been a 28-0 run by Spalding.
Yeah, I've definitely seen the same thing. Definitely after that blocked field goal, in the crowd and the players, it has really just gone downhill in morale since then.
Return man here is at the 45-yard line. Great punt. Returner takes it at the 40-yard line. Nick Abrams misses the tackle, trucks a man. Great return as he gets it to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was Aiden Zoller with the punt for McDonogh. He's actually number 1 for kicking and punting in the state. But we just saw Archbishop Spalding just completely reverse that with that return.
Man down on the field here for Spalding. We will take a quick break. Excuse me, that is a McDonogh player down on the field. We'll be back in a couple seconds. Injured player is 4-star Nick Abrams, the leader of this McDonogh defense. We hope that he can return in this game, and hopefully it is not a long-term injury. He is able to walk off the field under his own strength as the Spalding offense takes the field at the 38-yard line. Split formation here for Spalding. Tight end, 2 receiver look. They will run it up the middle with Pinson. Stuffed after 3 yards, but breaks free and gains around 7 to 8 yards. That marks the end of the third quarter. We will be back in a couple of moments.
Yeah, and we've seen so much of that type of run from the Spalding Cavaliers, and it just cannot be stopped. We've seen the defense just every time stuff them almost a yard after the line of scrimmage, and then somehow they just break free and get about 5 extra yards. It's really just incredible from this run game.
Split formation here for the Spalding offense at the start of the fourth quarter. Another big run by number 6. Breaks free of a tackle. Breaks free of another tackle. And it'll be a 30-yard touchdown run by Spalding, making it 34-7. A 34-0 run for Spalding. This is unbelievable to watch.
And if you want to start to a quarter, that's it. One play, one touchdown for number 6, Ledbetter. He's really just an incredible running back of this game.
PAT here to make it 35-7. The crowd here seems lost hope. Low extra point, however, it will go through. Some of the McDonogh home fans are making their way out of the stadium. Kickoff here by Spalding, received at the 5-yard line. Juke move by Basil, good return by Basil to the 35-yard line, 30-yard return. He's trying to get some energy back in this crowd.
Yeah, really just an angry run there from Basil. looking like Marshawn Lynch out there. Really just trying to turn this game around. Only 12 minutes left. It is 7-35.
First down here for the McDonogh Eagles. Score is 35-7. 11 minutes and 41 seconds left in the game. Palazzo looking to his right. Pressure way overthrown. Closest player was number 2, Jonah Lewis, a defensive back for Spalding. The closest was number 21, Joseph Calcett, and number 28, Chase Hoyle.
Yeah, after that huge mistake from Colin there. But let's just go back to that play. Very far overthrown. We've seen that a couple times today from Braden Palazzo. Hopefully he locks in this fourth quarter.
Run up the middle here by Mason Graham. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage, making it a 3rd and 10 for the McDonogh Eagles. Tackle there was by number 6. That is Antonio Ledbetter.
Third down, Eagles, make some noise.
Excuse me, that would be at number 5, Justin Snell. Third down and 10 here for the Eagles offense. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Running back is Graham. 2 high safety look. Very low snap. Instant pressure. Dumped down to Graham. Big hit, but Graham breaks it off. Stiff arms the man and gets a 9-yard gain. That was a great play by Palazzo and Graham, turning a play that looked like it was going to be a sack into a 9-yard gain. Eagles will obviously go for it here on 4th down. Try and get something before the end of the game. Show to the coaches with 10 minutes and 25 seconds left. This could very well be the rematch at the end of the season in the championship game.
Yeah, really at this point in the game, you really just want to stop this 35-0 run from Spalding. Just put a few more points on the board, only one touchdown so far. Hopefully they can get at least one more by the end of the game.
Matt Tees subs in for Graham in a single back formation. Fake it to Tees, play action, Cashman's open. Jansen Craig is also open. He slips at the 42-yard line. But good play call there by the Eagles as they have been running up the middle all game. And right there on that play, they put out a play action, and Jansen Craig and Caden Cashman are wide open. But Palazzo took the better option to Jansen Craig for a 20-yard gain. Eagles have a 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. First down here for the Eagles. Matt Tees still the running back. Another play action from Palazzo. Good play fake. Scrambles outside for a gain of 7 yards. Really good pump fake there to fake out number 4, Ethan Boston. Single back formation here. Tees still in the game. They do give it to Tees. That explosiveness for Matt Tees breaks a juke move out and gets a 20-yard run by Matt Tees down to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, we talked about that explosive energy earlier, and here it is again, that 20-yard game from Matthew Tees. A very good job to put some energy back into this McDonogh offense.
Matt Tees stays in the game here in a single back formation. They give it to Tees again. Outside. Brought back, number 4. That is Ethan Boston. Matthew Tees is a smaller running back compared to Mason Graham, more of a receiving special teams guy. Mason Graham is the downhill bruiser, but Matt Tees, like we've been talking about this whole game, has the explosiveness, and he made a couple of really good runs right there. Tees comes out and Graham comes back in. Matt Tees will be a guy who will likely be the starting running back for the Eagles next year, as Graham is a senior, so coach is definitely looking forward to a very explosive back. Palazzo looking to his left, way underthrown, looking at Jansen Craig, who was on a streak route. Looked like Carlos Ferguson on a curl route was also open. However, it was very underthrown by Palazzo, which we've seen a couple times in this game.
Yeah, and there for the 3rd time again, number 28, Chase Hoyle, almost there for the interception.
Palazzo looking, short pass, little flat route to Mason Graham, trucks a man down to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and as Colin said earlier, you can really see the difference in the builds of Mason Graham and Matthew Tees. Matthew Tees really just that smaller man who can make a move, break a tackle. And Mason Graham, as we just saw there, the man who can just truck everyone out of his way and just make a hole himself for a touchdown. Timeout taken by McDonogh. 7:55 left in this 4th quarter. Score remains 7-35 Spalding.
First and goal here for the McDonogh Eagles. Looks like a quarterback power play. Palazzo keeps it but stuffed after a gain of maybe 1 yard.
The tackle there comes from number 1, Sean Johnson for the Cavaliers. Why are we on Instagram?
My fault. Second down and goal here for the Eagles. Motion man is Ryan Drakeford. They give it to Drakeford. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Tackled by number 8. That is Miles McAfee. Third down and goal here for the Eagles offense. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to Palazzo's right, 1 to his left, left being Drakeford. CJ Davis, the motion man. Motion, they give it to CJ Davis, underthrown again by Palazzo. Davis looked like he was open on an out route. However, that will make it 4th down for the Eagles.
Yeah, as Colin just said, 4th and goal after that goal line stand here from the Cavaliers. Fortunately, though, for McDonogh, the student section still very full. Still a lot of confidence in this McDonogh crowd.
Fourth down and goal here for the Eagles. 2 wide receivers on the left and right. Palazzo looking left, bounced off, picked off. Picked off by number 23. That is Elijah Best. The targeted receiver right there looks like number 2, CJ Davis. Looks like there is no hope in comeback for the Eagles. Spalding will likely try to run out this clock. 6 minutes, 13 seconds left in this game, and it'll look like the McDonogh Eagles are still looking for their first win against Spalding since before the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, and what a stat there from Colin King. And not a lot of time left after that goal line stand for the McDonogh offense to do anything here. Or, sorry, McDonogh defense to do anything. And it looks like the Cavaliers are just going to try and run out the clock. A lot of McDonogh fans leaving the stadium.
Yeah, quarterback fumbled the snap right there. However, Spalding's goal is not to get any points. It's just churn this clock out. Under 6 minutes now. They will likely use the whole play clock on almost every down. Definitely a demoralizing loss for the Eagles as coming to this game, as me and Chandler have talked about, there's a lot of optimism around school. Quick screen here. Picked off!
Picked up by Nick Abrams! The pick six by Nick Abrams!
That is Nick Abrams' second pick six this year.
We love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. A touchdown by Nick Abrams. We have some fans saying they can come back in 3 touchdowns and a miracle. Hopefully they can.
13-35 here. Coaches up in the press box yelling at Palazzo to go for 2 to try and make it a 20-point game. Three wide receiver look, one tight end, one running back here for the Eagles. Palazzo rolls out to his left. Nothing open. Palazzo throws it to back of the end zone. What a catch! Dropped by Jansen Craig.
He had it in his hands, but number 23, Elijah Best, just rolled on top of him and he let go.
Almost an incredible catch by Jansen Craig, deflected by a Spalding defender into his hands, but dropped as a Spalding defender knocked it out of his hands.
Bofang, please stop. And that is what we were going to say earlier. McDonogh really just wanted to stop that 35-0 run and just put some more points on the board. And they did there with that Nick Abrams pick 6. Unfortunately, the 2-point conversion didn't go through. Here's Aiden Zoller to kick off. 5:05 left.
The student section is screaming, I believe that we will win. Great kick by Aiden Zoller. 5:05 left. 3-possession game. First down here by Spalding. Rush off the edge by Carlos Ferguson. Brought down by Jamison Exonor after a gain of 4 yards. Four minutes, 20 seconds, and counting here. Run up the middle. Good tackle. Number 1, Caden Cashman, is there on the tackle for the Eagles defense. I think The fans were very re-energized after that pick six. However, I still think it would be a miracle for McDonogh to win this game. Under 4 minutes now, 3rd down and 10 for Spalding. They will likely let another 20 seconds run off the clock. Trying to get a McDonogh Eagles defender to jump off sides here. Spalding calls a timeout at the 3:31 mark left in the 4th quarter.
Timeout Spalding.
Third down here for Spalding. 2 running back formation. They run it up the middle. Breaks a tackle. He's made a couple huge plays in this game. Brought down behind by number 40, Jameson Exnor, saving a touchdown. The running back was looking at nothing but green grass ahead of him, and that will churn off at minimum another 2 minutes unless McDonogh wants to use their timeouts. It will be under 3 minutes after this next snap.
Yeah, and let's just look at that athleticism there by Jameson Exnor. Very incredible tackle there, diving to stop the touchdown.
Yeah, great acceleration there by Jameson Exnor. I thought after he broke a tackle, the running back broke a tackle on the outside, it was going to be a touchdown. Run to the outside by number 34. That is Adman Prettyman. 5-yard gain.
Yeah, Nick Abrams almost got a big hit stick there. Unfortunately, just missed.
It will be at the 2-minute mark when this next play is called.
Spalding now at the 47-yard line.
Another run up the middle by Prettyman, stuffed at the line of scrimmage by a rookie of Eagles, including number 40, Jameson Exnor. Third down and long here for Spalding. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining in the game. The game is all over but the time left on the scoreboard. Motion man. They will run it up the middle. They do. Stopped by Jameson Exnor again. Great sequence of plays here by Exnor. Timeout here by Spalding at the 26.9 seconds mark left in the game. Luckily, just one more kneel down, and this game will be over. However, it is a 4th down, so they have a choice between punting and going for it. However, it will not make a difference, obviously, in the final outcome of this game.
Well, you never know.
Fourth down and 8 here for Spalding. 26.9 seconds left in the game. Motion man. Looks like it will be around the middle. It is. Nope, it is a play action to number 42. Brought down. Number 42 is Andrew Hall. 18.5 seconds left in this game. The McDonogh Eagles offense will take the field. I would like to see a couple of Hail Marys try and get some energy back in this crowd. However, it will not make a difference as the final score is likely to be 35-13 Spalding.
Yeah, we really wanted to see a comeback come to fruition after that Nick Abrams pick 6. But unfortunately, the offense just couldn't get anything going. This Cavaliers defense has just been dominant after that first McDonogh touchdown. And as Colin just said, it looks like this game will end 13-35.
Run here by the Eagles. That was number 15, Gabe Jones, a sophomore. And that will be the final play of the game. Spalding will win 35-13, keeping their winning streak against the McDonogh Eagles. The Spalding move to 2-2 on the year. The Eagles fall to 2-1. Thank you for listening. I'm signing off. I am Colin King and my partner is Chandler Giuliano.